Jess DeCrow, you guys. Jess DeCrow. 7 kills and she's still fucking. Alright guys, we're down to the last couple of comics. Your next coming to the stage. Put your hands together for Eva Schwartz.
I don't even know how to get this out. So, one, you know when your friends have swinger parties, like it's clear, like, you know, you go to your friend's house. I would go on the regular day, and she's very proud and has the little swinger swing out in the middle of the living room, and like 15 dogs and 4 cats and three birds and dog shit all over it. And I'm like, oh, this is an interesting orgy.
The birds say, ow!
Maybe? I don't know. She never invited me. And I feel very hot. Like, it's like, I don't think get to come on the regular days. Not on the fun days. And I'm kind of hurt by this. But I'm also, like, I can't get into the fantasy. Like, okay, it's an old house, and I see that swing, and I'm going, is it gonna fall? How secure is this? I don't like going to the ER. I have 2 kids. I go there quite regularly. I was there for 8 hours this morning with my 9-year-old. I don't want to go again. So that's it. I also, I had a little problem. I was trying to do a dark joke, and I had a bunch of friends contact me on Facebook going, are you trying to kill yourself? And like, don't worry, life is worth living. I'm like, no, I was not trying to kill myself. I was just a little jealous of the fact that Belgium gets doctor-assisted suicide for any chronic condition. Like, they had this 28-year-old woman who had depression and borderline. She had a husband, and the boyfriend, house, pretty decent life. And it was like, oh, we're going to do this at the beginning of May. They kind of planned to do it sort of like you do with the dog. You know, they give you a little bit of food, and then you sit and talk, and then they put it in, and you're done. It's like, that is so convenient. You know, because they get rid of the body. I was like, shit. When I had my baby, I was depressed, and I was like, that would have made things so much easier. Because I was thinking about killing myself, and all I was thinking was, fuck, what do I do with the body? No, like, I don't want to make my husband look, I have to get rid of the baby body. And you know, when you call the place, I don't even know where you call, but I'm assuming if I call a cleaning person going, hey, I need you to get rid of the body, they're like, is it here? I'm like, no, it'll be there in an hour, please don't come. I'm going to call somebody, and then I got to go back to the mental hospital. And the only reason I was doing this was that I was going to kill myself the first place was to avoid this going back to the mental hospital. So this sucks. But like, I was listening to this lady. The thing that shocks me about it is I have had many mental problems since my kid was born. I took a lot of drugs, saw all the fucking sites, everything. But never did they say, you know, the world would be better without you. There's nothing we can do. I want to know how fucked up this 28-year-old woman was for the psych doctor to be like, yeah, you would be better dead. I've never heard of mental health care do this. I mean, my aunt was a therapist, and I do think she would, but I've talked to her. I mean, she is one of those ladies where it's like, you mean it really is that bad? You might be right. The world would be better without me. But she got kicked off the suicide prevention hotline because, you know, too many of them were successful. So I wrote this, but I was writing this, it's any chronic condition. And what got me is like, I wanted it for allergies. It's in Sacramento, my allergies were swelled shut. And I'm like, you know, I've taken shots, I've taken every drug on the earth, and I still can't breathe. And then I was like, you know, the doctor could be like, it's never gonna get better. We could just let you go. And I put that on my post. I was like, no, I think I'm just gonna go to the coast. So that was my fun little time. But I did get a lot of calls. And I just also, was thinking her boyfriend, because it was a borderline thing. Like she's like, I like the boyfriend. They didn't interview him, but I'd be like, I think he would have said something like, you know, I've been trying to break up with her. She set 3 of my couches on fire. She's gonna go on this couch, so I'm gonna have to get a new couch. But I think it's a good investment. Finally, you know, it's the easiest breakup we're gonna have. But I actually don't believe it, by the way, on the suicide. I think that it's too easy. I think that it makes you feel like you're not gonna make it at certain times. And I've had those, and it does get better. And it's chronic. And I think like my grandmother went blind at 50, never saw again. And if she'd been given this option, she could have under their cases. And if she had gone, she would have never become a Harlequin romance writer. And I never would have learned the sexual practices of my grandfather. You know, think about this. I wouldn't have got to hear a 90-year-old woman describe a dick and sucking dick and all of this shit. I would have never gotten this very little lady. I also would never have listened to calls when my grandfather got his, he took Viagra and it wouldn't go down. And she called my mom going, what's up, this thing won't go down, you gotta go help your dad. I would have never listened to this family fight over my grandfather taking Viagra if it had happened. So, you know, there's great things that did happen from this. So, it was just, I'm sorry. I really, like, I just laugh at myself, and I'm just going to be honest. I stood up here for months doing stand-up, bursting into tears, because I could not breastfeed. And it was the worst thing. And I'm like, I'm a failure as a mother. I was so depressed, and I'm like, I don't need meds, I just need milk. It's like, screw you. But, you know, then it got better. But I do think, like, they kept saying to me on the milk, by the way, this is while I was, like, planning my suicide, I'm still like, I need to breastfeed. Like, that was my thing. It was like, I don't need to live, but I need to breastfeed. And also, the doctors were like, oh, the breastfeeding, take care of yourself first. It's just like when you're in the hospital. You put the oxygen mask on yourself before you put it on your kid. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm a yuppie mom. And I've been pregnant. I cut out fucking shampoo because somebody said it has chemicals. I am putting the mask on my kid, and I will hold my breath on the plane. That is what I will do. And so, you know, so it was not the best for me, but it was. And then I had a wonderful friend who I've known since we were high school, and she was giving me lots of advice. My husband was leaving me, by the way. And she sent me a beautiful letter on how I needed to spend $50 to get a step stool so that my toddler could see me while I was cooking. And it's like, fuck, I'm about to be a bad lady. I'm about to be on the fucking street. Now, this little thing might be nice to carry, it might be funny for a stand-up, but I can't carry this. I'm not going to have a kitchen. I'm not going to have a fucking house in about a week. You know, and that was, I thought everything was like, and it worked out, you know. My husband and I worked it out. You know, I did everything. Anal was very helpful. He said it, we tried it though. The problem was he said it hurt. It's hard to get the shape and everything else. It just didn't work. I was thinking of that stupid, the WAP song, Wet Ass Pussy. You know, I don't cook and I don't clean, but somehow I got this ring. I don't even have a wet ass pussy. And I don't have the ring. The ring I lost many fucking years ago. But I have the legal document that says that we share everything. Which I think matters more than that little ring. So, I'm just laughing, and thank you very much. Bye.